Hello world, it's BirdOPrey5 Tribute, and welcome to a stream by Admiral Teag. This man has asked me to provide a video to him. He said he didn't care what I said in it, to be honest. So I said, I can do that. I can do honest. The truth is, Admiral Teag, I don't really agree with most of what he says about Star Trek.
Automatic defense procedures initiated.
Time travel.
But if they changed history, why are we still here?
Hello, sirs and madams. It's your buddy Admiral Teag. How are you tonight? It's good to see everyone, and I hope you're all doing well. This would have been BirdOPrey5's 47th birthday. Germ, am I right on that one?
That'd be tomorrow.
So it's tomorrow. Wait, I thought it was today. I'm looking
14th.
at the mass card has a misprint on it. I'm looking at it now. It says November 13th, 1978 on it. But
I'm just going off of what LDG told me, so it might be a bit iffy.
I don't know if you can read it, but it is the mask card I have says November 13th, which also on this day, 55 years ago, or I'm sorry, 53 years ago, Felix Unger's wife threw him out. He was asked to leave his place of residence. She asked that he never returned. Do you know where he went, Germ?
I believe he crashed on a couch of an unfortunate buddy.
He having nowhere else to go, he showed up at the home of childhood friend Oscar Madison. Did you know that several years earlier, Madison's wife had also
think you're on
thrown
the
him out?
wrong. Check your microphone.
What do you mean?
I think
Am
you're
I
on
on
the
the
wrong
wrong
microphone.
sound source? Let me see that one. All right. No, it's the default microphone. All right. Boy, what's wrong with the sound? Are you hearing
sound a little
background noise?
tinny.
Maybe this will fix it. How's that sound now?
It's a little bit
pretty
better.
hollow? Yeah, you know what? StreamYards has been vexing us with the sound and the way that we do stuff, so we're always a little bit confused by things like, should I put on my echo cancellation this week? So let's see. Maybe we'll just mess with the background noise a little and see if that helps. How's that for tinniness, Germ? Any better now?
A little bit better.
All right. Is it unlistenable?
It'll be fine.
All right. So, hey, coming right at you in other Star Trek news. First of all, happy birthday. 47 years ago today, we got BirdOPrey5. Rest in peace, my friend. Rest in power. Other birthdays today, November 8th, 1930. Yeoman Janice Rand, Grace Lee Whitney, Germ. Janice's birthday today. She would have been, would that have made her 85? No, that would have made her 95. Wow, she would have been old. Also, November 10th, Tom Paris, Robert Duncan McNeil, 1964. Happy 61st birthday, Mr. Locarno. And also this day, if I name the actor, can you name the character? You ready? On this day in 1943, Wallace Shawn.
Wallace Shawn, that sounds familiar.
Quack! Quack!
Oh.
Rules of evacuation. Come on, it's Granddaddy Shrek. An all-around kind of like notable actor. He's somewhat notable, Wallace Shawn. But yeah, happy birthday, Wallace Shawn. Also, during this week, get this one. We're going by shows. A show called God, I loathe to say the word. The Jihad was shown this day, November 13th, 1973, in the animated series, sure. Also, we got the Star Trek TOS episodes. Let me see. Ooh. Doesn't look like we got any TOS this week, but let's see. Animated series, we got that one. TNG, we got Justice. I don't remember Justice. Force
Justice
of Nature.
Season 1.
Yeah, it is. It's 1987, and in 1993 we got an episode called Force of Nature. Is that about the Qs who run away from the continuum and hide on Earth and have a child?
I'm not sure about that one.
1989, The Price. Don't remember that one. 1991, The Disaster. 1988, The Child. And we all remember that terrible one, the season 1 premiere with Deanna Troyes like having a kid. Am I right with that one?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I believe so.
Why? Why would you start a season with that? And November 13th, the very suggestive Booby Trap. Welcome, everybody. It's good to see everyone out there. And for Deep Space Nine, we get The Covenant and Little Green Men. Hello.
There's a reason you don't remember Force of Nature. That's the environmental episode from season 6.
Is that where they talk about too much warping in the system messes up the system?
Yeah.
We have Sig Valdison here. Hello to my friend Sig Valdison. It's good to see you. We were chatting a little earlier. Exciting prospects on the horizon for Sig. Trek Reviewer is here. Hello, Trek Reviewer. Good to see you. John the Beagle Dad. Hello, sir. Sir! Good to see you. Good to see Sci-Fi Mombi. I think I saw in here. David Jones, hello, sir. Good to see you. Buddy Hepburn is in there. I see Buddy Hepburn. And yes, there's Sci-Fi Mombi. And hello, I think, did I get all of you? Did I get all of you? If I missed anyone, Mr. Angel, my friend Mr. Angel is here. It's great to see Mr. Angel. Every once in a while, Mr. Angel shows up, and it's good to see him. Hello to everyone, and it's good to have everyone here. Those are our TNG and DS9 episodes. I don't remember Little Green Men. I think I remember Covenant. Covenant's another one of those Cisco is God episodes.
Little Green Men is where they go back in time to Area 51.
If I had to pick one, that would have been the one I picked. It's not a bad episode. This date, November 10th, 1997, the episode from Voyager, Scientific Method. Don't remember it.
I don't remember any Voyager episode, really.
And this date, 1994, Star Trek Generations was released in the U.S. It was teased, but let's see. The U.S. premiere was November 7th, and the worldwide release was November 12th. So it's opening up all over the world this week. Amazing stuff. And on Voyager, the other episode is Inside Man. Sounds a little gay, doesn't it?
No comment.
These are the original series episodes that aired. Tolian Web, Journey to Babel, Metamorphosis, and the Corbinite Maneuver. We remember all of those immediately. It's still the greatest form of Star Trek ever. Although I'm increasingly sold that Star Trek Enterprise is the second best form of Star Trek ever. I'm increasingly sold on that. And we just made a tribute to BirdOPrey5. Were you ever there for any of those Star Trek Enterprise conversations where we talked about how underrated, underappreciated, and how well written some of it is, as opposed it hit for a higher average than most Trek shows was kind of the agreement that he and I had when we talked about it. Like, we agreed that it was better than most of the other Trek shows, and that
as there for a few of them.
Episode per episode, you were more likely to get a real good episode. That's what we thought it hit for a higher average. It didn't have as many bad episodes. Although now that I have to now that I watch it, I have to say to myself, there might have been a few more bad episodes than I remember. There's a few that I don't want to remember from this Indie York. Like Rajan was a bad episode. Then, like, the other thing that we both agreed was that it was the only other show that really made the ship a character. And we both agreed that it was a really fun show that was, in general, a lot better than Voyager. You don't have to be... none of that is very controversial, is it?
No, Voyager is often the weakest.
Yeah, it didn't work out for Voyager, and I don't know why. I think some of the writing was a little bit too ambitious. They may have been a little too eager to explore things that Gene Roddenberry didn't allow. I'm still trying to come to terms with exactly how they screwed up Voyager.
Well, it was easy. They wanted to make a Battlestar Galactica series. They got contracted to do a Star Trek series.
Were they already trying to go for the Battlestar Galactica series that far back?
They had been trying to get that thing off the ground since 1995.
Was there some kind of damage they had about not wanting it on at the same time as Star Trek? Why not just do both?
There's no real reason why not to do both. They're owned independently.
Exactly. At any rate, you're right, though. The last two Star Trek shows are very BSG. The Voyager even has, like, when the nacelles go down, when it goes to warp, they almost go underneath it. Like, don't they go vertical?
When it goes to warp, they raise up to about I'm not sure how far it is, but it's a good way.
It cruises with them at vertical.
Yeah, it cruises with it parallel to the secondary hull, but when it goes to warp, it raises up a little bit.
That's a better way of putting it. Yeah, when it goes to first, the nacelles like twitch up, and then it takes off. I don't know how else to put it. So a big week for TV Star Trek, a big week for Star Trek birthdays, and also we saw I watched a little bit more of it. It's really hard to take. The Sean Ferrick, Mike Sussman interview did not get off the rails or get specific in the 5-minute sample I watched. It looks like it was just a normal, non-political piece, which means that Sussman had to either ask for it, or that means that we've been here, that Kurtzman has been stipulating it, because I guess it seemed to me like Sean Ferrick just didn't really care that much. He just, all of a sudden, all the things that he was always sort of really loud about, and things that are coming up front and center in most Star Trek interviews, didn't really figure in. Like, he didn't confront him about the state of any community.
Yeah, he's going to play it pretty close to the vest until Kurtzman is actually fired.
He would be destroying his games if he all of a sudden, like, Sussman shows back up and, like, he's like, well, yeah, no, I thought about this, and, Archer's going to be married to another man, or something insane like that. Like, this is his to lose right now. Like, I would hope that he doesn't do anything fucking insane.
It definitely is his to lose, but he still has to play it careful, because technically Kurtzman is still in charge, and anything he says officially, Kurtzman is going to try to latch onto.
Here's the thing. Kurtzman's deal is not re-signed. And guys, how do you like the new camera? Am I strobing? I don't know, Jerem, what's your perception?
From what very basic I can see, it looks okay.
All right. Let me know in the chat. Here's the thing. There's never been a blueprint. Hey, Wallace Lang. Hello, sir. Good to see you. There's never been a blueprint about how not to make Star Trek like the one Alex Kurtzman just laid down for everybody. It's really just an aggressively terrible form of television. It's not enjoyable. It's not good. He's aggressively terrible with what he does. And it's kind of a little bit hard for me to believe that he's going to be able to extend his stay there. So the fact that it was on Trek culture to me means a lot.
That means it's more of a trap, because those Trek culture guys are still loyal to Kurtzman. Kurtzman is still in charge. It doesn't matter if he's guaranteed to get fired. As long as he's still in charge, he's still in charge. And if you make any type of official statement, he can latch on to that and start claiming it as his property.
Guess what? You can't. They're set on that one. They're set on that one. He has already specifically rejected this one. They got like a letter from him saying he wants nothing to do with it. Remember? So
doesn't matter. He's still in charge. Anything made under the Star Trek brand, he can. It may not hold up in court, but he can make a case.
I don't think so, because here's the thing. He has his own... They created a new license for his shows. He has his own specific Star Trek license. Right now, laying fallow is the original movie license and the original TV license. It's not being used. They made new licenses, and it's nice to see so many people here. Welcome all of you. Please hit the like and follow. Help us to polarize the hull so that we can get as many watches as we can later. What's up, Jim?
Okay. Are you willing to bet that Kurtzman wouldn't start screaming foul and start throwing around lawsuits just to be a pain in the ass?
He's specifically not allowed to sue. He signed
That's never stopped any goddamn buddy.
It stopped Netflix from suing him. He has a contract that stipulates that rather than go to a court of law, that everyone will settle everything in arbitration. Is the sound getting better? I've been messing around a little bit.
It's about the same.
Interesting. I'll have to take a peek and listen to some of it. You know. Ooh, it is weird and echoey. Maybe now it'll sound better. We'll find out. You tell me.
About the same.
Yeah, all right. Well, you know what, guys? We'll give it a shot. I'm gonna mess with the sound settings a little more. The echo should at least be gone. All right, buddy. So, at any rate,
that is a little bit worse.
Landman. Yeah, fuck, you're right. All right, this is the way it is. Hey, everybody. So at any rate, that's about it with Star Trek. Ooh, I hear the train going by back.
You got a real loud. You got a whistle or sound, something coming through. There you go.
All right, now how's my volume?
You're back to where you were. So it's listenable, but you're still a little bit tinny.
That is so weird. Yeah, I don't know. Hey guys, what can I tell you? All I do is buy the best microphone and do my best. Maybe it's the well, no, the camera's turned off. Strange stuff. All right. Anyway, hey, this week starts Landman. Let's wrap up the Sussman thing. Sussman did survive the Trek Culture interview. They didn't let him do anything too nuts. They didn't let him talk too crazy, and they sort of kept him from. He sort of kept them from asking political questions. Remember, like how we were fearing he was going to do it during Mary Trump. We thought that he would be kind of a little bit like willing to go there because her Mary J. Trump media thing. It took us a little while to figure out what he's all about there, but her Mary Trump media thing is weird and sort of, I don't know how to put it. One day she's doing politics, the next day she's doing Star Trek, the next day she's like talking about, like she just goes on YouTube and tries to get people to watch. Her name is her name, and she has her draw. Her Star Trek show, she's got her Star Trek expert who's okay, but he survived. We watched that one. He survived that one, and there were no political questions at all.
Yeah, that was surprising.
It was a little surprising. Then the next thing that happened was that, and is this sounding maybe a little better talking into this side of the microphone?
About the same.
Wow. I'll try this one. How's that?
A small bit better, but not a whole lot.
We'll give it a try for a little while and see what happens. What can I tell you, folks? YouTube live streaming is it's a work in progress. That is a small bit better. You're right. Just a small bit. And maybe like while I'm thinking about it, I should go over to the Bumble side and turn on the show. What do you think? Should I jump in the studio and turn this on? It's the hardest thing to remember. I botch this one all the time. Hello, Rumble. Welcome. YouTube, you just got all your exclusive content. All right. Sorry about working out the tech problems on the air. I didn't know we would have this weird effect. We'll try one more time. It either worked or it didn't. Anyway, guys, the Sussman idea has survived 2 dangerous interviews, one with Mary Trump and another one with Sean Ferrick of Trek Culture. In neither one of them did he have a disaster. In neither one of them did he allow politics to creep in. I still can't guarantee all the Sean Ferrick one. Give me a little time on that, but that is a difficult interview. Sean Ferrick's just a difficult interview to watch. He doesn't seem to have any like idea like how to snap out of the political funk that he's been in. Germ and I have watched like at least 8 or 9 together of Sean Ferrick's videos. Like usually the first thing he goes in there with is like he drops a few bombs about his own personal lifestyle, and then he just starts like asking questions that are like almost untoward of like a weird nature. First he'll ask a few questions about how mysterious the show is, and they always say they can't tell him anything. He's like, oh, I can't wait to hear about the nothing that you're going to do, which is a weird thing. But then the next phase of it is always sort of this like weird non-Star Trek endorsement that he gives things where he tells us that, you know, it'll be a darker, grittier Star Trek, don't worry about it. And then we'll see this clip and it'll be like nonsense and terrible dialogue and it won't make sense. And so we have the sort of like the chef's kiss on Star Trek United with him not liking it or wanting any part of it. I don't know exactly where where it will end up, but it ended up on Trek Culture. Sean Ferrick behaved himself. He was like, so tell me about your characters. So tell me about your plans for the show. And it was normal and it made sense for a while and he was all right. But the issue going on was that, you know, basically we don't have a lot more of the idea. I think he spent a lot more time on publicity than he has writing, but you would figure that sets us up better for the idea that if this gets picked up, it's a movie, or maybe they're just starting to enrich the mix now. Do you think New Paramount might be giving them some money?
Not yet. They're going to wait and do everything right. Because there's no hurry to get this out.
There is and there isn't, right? We're stuck with the Star Trek Academy stuff. I saw the video. It is going to be really, really rough to resurrect Star Trek. Academy looks like it's an attempted... Does this look like they're trying to do a death blow to the franchise with this one, or what? It's got every bad thing churning around, folks. Guys, if you get a chance, tweet out that we're live and hit the like and follow button. And Buddy Hepburn said it for me. Thank you. At any rate, with Trek United, there's a chance it'll be pretty good. He needs probably a few more writers. He's on 70 of 94 episodes of Enterprise, so I believe in his authenticity. He's written a lot of good episodes, but then again, he wrote like Stormfront Part 2, and that is by no means good Star Trek. So before we move on to the Landman thing, let's just wrap up with this week is Stormfront. I just watched it today. It's going to be an interesting discussion. Yeah. There can be no video of this one. There can be no video of this one, correct? For a lot of reasons. The video revolves around an alternate future. It is almost exactly the scenario from Man in the High Castle. The Germans are in about a third of the eastern United States. They've got like a chunk from like North Carolina to like Vermont, as far as like maybe just bulging over the Appalachians here and there, but it looks like they've taken over a lot of space, and they're in America. They've exceeded what happened in the real world. Trip has an encounter with some P-51 Mustangs. They shoot up his shuttlecraft. T'Pol is trying to, deny time travel again. It's like the X-Files with her. She has now traveled time. She traveled time with Archer when Daniel sent them back to Detroit.
Yeah, she's quite stubborn that way.
This is dumber than like Mulder and Scully got to be like, maybe it's playful and sexual. With T'Pol, it's like, why is she denying this? You did it. I could have been in a hollow imaging chamber. I don't understand why she is so sure that there is no time travel after traveling time. But we go back, we find out the Germans have the upper hand in World War II. And basically we have an alien Yahtzee. And I would say that the plot is essentially Captain America, the Winter Soldier, the First Avenger. What do you think?
I would put it closer to Justice League ripoff, because it is very close to the storyline for a episode of the Justice League Unlimited cartoon.
I didn't see that one. You want to expand on it a little bit?
Basically, a third party usurps the Mustache Man, and at the end, they go back to him.
Okay. Here's the thing. In Stormfront, I guess we would say they're trying to take ideas from original series Star Trek and reintroduce them into the newer Star Trek. And it's pretty cool. It works. But at the same time, there are limitations. And sometimes they mix a bunch of episodes together. I would say this week what we saw was a mixture of Patterns of Force and Assignment Earth. Anything else you could think of with Stormfront?
No, that's about it.
Maybe just a little bit of City on the Edge of Forever, because we go back to almost the same period in time. I have the same question on Stormfront that I do on Zero Hour. I'm sorry, not on Zero Hour, on Mirror Darkly. Is this all because Edith Keeler caused a lot of problems? Or this is completely independent of that?
Edith Keeler's a reptile? No.
Yeah, in this one, what we have is alien interlopers, time traveler, inter-time time traveling aliens. It wasn't weird enough that they were aliens. They're time traveling alien Yahtzees, and the Yahtzee stuff is everywhere. It is everywhere in this episode of Star Trek. So that's a little bit just, it doesn't lend to a good video essay. And if you're sensitive towards that, I guess it would bother you. To me, I was just like, this is how all war movies used to be made. They would splatter that everywhere so that you'd be creeped out and hate the bad guys. And I would have to call it effective. Germ?
As effective as it could get.
Look, it's a powerful symbol of a real historical tragedy and terrible events. So it lends some sort of historicity to this far out event. And also, like I said, like look at Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I'm sorry, Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. While I'm sure they will plaster over it and turn them into something else eventually at Disney, right now, the way Steven Spielberg made it, we see that logo all over the place. And you got to say, it does reinforce it, like what a heel the bad guys are. Did you still hate the episode Stormfront? You know what? Where I don't see that one doing really super well with the audience or with us. I had a lot of things to say about Stormfront, and I'll really get into them on Saturday when we do the review. But the reason why there really can only be just a few slides from this one is, first of all, it's visually filled with that logo. Second of all, when they're not wearing that logo, someone in their uniform has that logo all over it. I can't paint over it enough to think that I'll get all of them. And just like that is a major problem. It's not like Hoshi and T'Pol are half naked in this one like they were last week, which was, by the way, great. We loved every minute of that. But we're just going to have to deal with the fact that this is what it is. It is a World War II era alternative history time travel tale where they get out of order because the episode Home, if the episode Home had followed 0 Hour, it would have been a lot better, wouldn't it? And then just go on a Star Trek through time.
Yeah, just can these two episodes.
Till later. They're not hard. They don't need to exist.
Be later. They don't need to be later.
Are they as bad
they
as
should
Horizon?
never exist.
Are they as bad as Horizon?
They're worse.
Are you saying that this is Outlier season 4 Star Trek totally terrible?
This is probably as bad as Star Trek gets for Enterprise.
Well, it's not a very Star Trek story at all, but it is very science fiction, although time travel, alternative history stuff, that is very specific niche sci-fi. So yes. I don't know exactly
what they do it horribly. That. They do it horribly.
It is done horribly. It's done conveniently. It's a little too fast. We'll have a lot to say about it. And unfortunately, like I said, I'm sorry that there can't be a video essay. It's also that's the reason why we can discuss but not make an upload about Miri. That sometimes it's just too taboo. Now, Alex Kurtzman, I would just say, has learned from this. And there really, I don't think that there can be, and Germ, you tell me if I'm crazy here. I don't think that we can review, and I don't think it's reviewable, and I don't think we can talk about and still have a channel, Starfleet Academy. Correct? It's every bad thing.
I would hope. Yeah.
Folks, if you listen to anything I say ever, listen to me right now. This is extremely important in the world of Star Trek. Germ, I don't know if you'll back me up on this one, but this is my personal belief. I believe that Alex Kurtzman's very limited license to create Star Trek includes him being allowed to make whatever he wants, and then first purchase goes to Paramount. That's how it works, right? Then if they pass on it, he's allowed to sell it to other people. With the stuff that he licensed out, and I don't think there's time for him to get any licensed out stuff finished, so that just sort of that ship sailed. But stuff he licensed out here and there, he might just catch lightning in a bottle. For instance, Lower Decks, for instance, Starfleet, Acolyte, or whatever it was called, Starfleet, whatever, with the Janeway. But the thing is, those two shows were not made by him, and when they took off, he started to meddle in them. And so the fact that the Starfleet the Starfleet one that was about kids, that one got somewhere, the kids program went somewhere, that means they're going to lean into their only success. They're going to plagiarize back their own licensed out idea, because that's part of any licensing deal. You can pull back. If you write a Star Wars book and they love it, Disney can just turn that into a movie. We've seen them doing it over and over. George always had that right, and he passed it on. And by the way, did you see that George Lucas's people, Star Wars Theory tweeted that George Lucas's people had reached out to him regarding story ideas?
I'm not sure how well I believe that.
I haven't had a chance to check it out. The Mirror Universe is at least well done, says Sig Volderson. Terrifying, but interesting. But man, these obligatory return to the Mustache Man episodes are so boring. Oof. Patterns of Force was funny, like it worked in that one. In this one, they were trying to borrow from the book Man in the High Castle, is my impression. It's very much the same situation. But also, there's a lot of Avengers. There's a lot of, in my opinion, Germ thought it was Justice League. My opinion was it felt a lot like Captain America First Avenger because we had the guy with superior technology. Remember, the Hydra weapons were like almost like phasers. They'd like vanish you a lot quicker with like a quicker bolt of energy. They didn't need a sustained ray, but the Hydra weapons very advanced, very dangerous. The Red Skull, not really what he appears to be, dressed in the bad guy, Mustache Man's guy's uniforms, looking very, very dangerous. So I thought that, as far as it wasn't uninteresting or revolting to watch, but it was okay TV. It wasn't good Star Trek. And it was a very specific kind of sci-fi. So because they didn't totally stick the landing in the specific kind of sci-fi they wanted to do, they end up overall having done like a mediocre or bad job. I enjoyed the Star Trek Scouts. I don't know, Jerem. What do you anticipate the chat would give is going to give 0 out? I'm sorry, Stormfront 1 and 2. I'm thinking it's going to get a B anyway.
I'm thinking C or lower.
You know what? We have seen the like Jumping the Shark on Happy Days. I was really disappointed with the Enterprise script writers. You know what's weird is Big Pussy from The Sopranos has got a big featured part in there. He's like, it's like weird. You see him and a couple of other people that you've seen around in gangster movies and stuff. So at least it has a good cast. Yeah, I guess they were so hurting for money they found a way to use stuff from the prop room once again. And they're like, we could do another Yahtzee. And also, here's the thing, a piece of the action is floating around in there too because we've got gangsters. So how many episodes does that make? 3? Piece of the action. Patterns of Force. City on the Edge of Forever makes 3. Assignment Earth would be 4. I would say all 4 of those episodes kind of filter into this one. What do you think?
I guess you can make that argument.
But Mr.
Personally, I don't see
Angel
any real. There's no real connection that I can see for any of those.
Wait, you don't see a connection in Patterns of Force. Just
you have
veneer.
That's all. That's not enough for me to make a connection to it.
I read you.
Common elements did not make a connection.
All right, how about this then?
The elements are so very generalized that it's a stretch to try to link them.
I feel like they're okay. So here's my side of it. I don't think that they're written into the story. I don't think that they're not using the actual story of a piece of the action. However, when you sit down at a writer's table and you're trying to concoct a bunch of episodes, if you're saying like, look, man, the original series is where it's at for us. That's our show is going to head in that direction more. Archer is trending more towards a Kirk type captain. Let's come up with some ideas. It's like, well, what are the most successful, TOS episodes? And you'd have to say, well, surely one of them is City on the Edge of Forever. Patterns of Force was memorable. And like certain things just weren't out there that much yet. People were a little more tolerant even just 22 years ago. It's weird. Like wokeness is like 5 years off at that point.
You're giving the writer way, way too much credit.
I think that they could look and see what the most popular DVD sales were. I think there's a pretty good shot that they looked at the most popular ones and tried to do something that lined up with them loosely. But hey, you know what? There was no AI yet. There was no AI writing, so it's not like we see like in the new episodes of so-called Star Trek that we watch. It seems to be AI assist. Like we don't know, we're not there, but it seems to be AI assist. And this season, as terrible as it was, certain things were slightly less offensive, like Spock's backseat role, and the fact that, like, I guess, like the AI just didn't feel Spock fit into most of the stories, and it really used their new characters more than the old characters, because I guess the old characters just aligned against what the AI could be prompted within reason to do. And I also don't think they used the greatest AI to write it. What do you think?
No, not the greatest AI, and I'm thinking the newer actors are a lot cheaper, so they can be made to sit around all day and, oh yeah, we got something for you. The others were okay. You're on here. You're here 2 weeks and then you're gone.
That explains Carol Kane. That explains Anson Matt. That doesn't explain what do you call it? That doesn't explain Kurtzman Spock. Kurtzman Spock doesn't make any money. He's fucking nobody. Even though his grandfather was Gregory Peck, he's actually nobody. You know what I mean? Like, the only thing
he may be nobody, but he has somebody's name. I'm sure he had a middle deal between Ensign Mount and then everybody else. He's sitting right there in between.
Anson Mount was coming off a real hit show. It's hard to say, but maybe. You know what? My feeling was that it was more explainable that if they dumped real Star Trek scripts into an AI and then edited it later, if they didn't prompt the AI really well, the AI might just have gone out there and kept Spock and the other like real Star Trek characters a little further away from the stories because they wouldn't act in a way that it was called for. And also, yeah, I mean, Connie, I guess what's weird is Connie is probably their most expensive actress because she's also got like a musical career, and the actress is kind of hot. So I don't know. That's why she's always singing and dancing. And in Star Trek, so I don't know what the hell to tell you about that one. But that is weird. All right, moving on. There's a show starting this week called Landman. Germ, have you ever heard of this show?
I may have heard of it.
We're going to be getting back into Landman this probably Sunday night, I believe it is. That's when everyone agreed to jump in on that one. You're available on Sunday for Landman, right?
It depends on what time, but should be.
Rocky, 7 to 9 Eastern, 7 to 9:30.
I'll have to double check the schedule.
All right, we'll figure it out. Landman's coming back. Season 1 was really good. We have a hard time understanding what's going on as far as season 2. There's mixed signals. Sam Elliott is definitely in the show, but they've done a bad job of publicizing this, which means that they did a fantastic job of keeping the plot kind of under wraps because there was no one out there talking about it. Billy Bob did go out and gave a pretty cool and pretty based interview about how you shouldn't be a dick to your fans and how you should be gracious to your coworkers and you shouldn't do things like what was he saying? Like you shouldn't go on some political rant that only means something to you when you have people who helped you create the show or movie that deserve rightfully to be thanked for what they did to get you where you are. So that he sort of called out people who did that as selfish. Did you hear about that one? Kind of a based move by Billy Bob.
Yeah. Yeah, we discussed it the other day. It's
smart.
It's better than it's more than what you'd expect, but judging by his history, that's what you probably should expect.
It was oh wow, hey, Mr. House Party 6. Wow, thank you, sir. Sir, thank you so much. I think you know what, to celebrate this, we're gonna have to play a little video.
The word decent doesn't apply to me. Admiral.
Do you want the Star Wars trilogy and the mythology to go beyond your lifetime?
No. 3 will be the last film, and it'll be a 6-part series, and that'll be the end of it.
Incorrect.
You're not mentoring someone to take over for you?
No, it's
Automatic defense procedures initiated.
there may be other venues for it, but not in the theatrical release.
Affirmative.
I don't want to have it just sort of turn into Star Trek. I don't want to have it just sort of turn into Star Trek.
It turned into Star Trek. Both are equally terrible now. It is a shame what has become of these two great franchises. But thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, Mr. House Party 6. You are the best, and I can't thank you enough. Thank you for helping support the channel and underwriting this segment. I hope you enjoyed the video. Speaking of which, we have a goal tonight of getting 30 likes. We love that. It gives us a push. As do all your comments. If you're coming through later, leave us a comment. Sure, I asked a question at the beginning of the show to the chat. It's represented in our channel poll. Did you see the poll and did you vote?
Yeah, I have voted in it.
All right, so I will ask the question, and you will, after I give the answers, you tell me which one you voted for. Will season 2 be the end for Landman series, or will there be more? 33% of our audience says it will wrap up season 2. 25%, respectable amount, believe that there will be a season 3. There's enough time. There is enough time. It will hop to Peacock with Taylor, 8%. So 32%, 33% of everyone is tied with it'll wrap up season 2, wants a season 3, or wants it to keep going in some way. A lot of excitement coming out of season 1 from the people who know about it. And 33% of you, and by the way, you're all wonderful people, have agreed to like the show, which helps me get my message out. Please like. And what's that weird YouTube doodle up there? Meet the watch collector community. God, is there anything that they won't put up in the corner of the screen? So, Jerm, which one did you vote on? What was your vote?
My vote was that it'll end in season 2, which is most likely they're going to want all Sheridan's projects wrapped up by the time he jumps ship.
This was after you tried to write in Dole.
Yes.
All right. You know what? I don't know which way it's going to go. Is Landman going to continue to a season 3? It is as likely as events ending in season 2. Taylor Sheridan has time. This is a good show. He could hand it off to his co-writer. He could hand it off to another director. He could leave notes. He's not going to work for both at once. That's the agreement. The thing is, I don't know if it's illegal for him to get a phone call from his friend and make a few suggestions. He could, without a lot of effort, keep these shows grounded and going in the right direction. And from what we've seen from Taylor Sheridan, it's just been a building and building and building of talent. He mastered cinematic movies. Sicario was a good movie. Hell or High Water was a good movie. And Wind River was a good movie. All of them are remarkable. With streaming, he has never had a Game of Thrones like disastrous end. He's flirted with it in 1923, but 1883. The one thing that I always find infuriating, Germ, do you find it as infuriating as I do when people say that was the mistake on that one was only being one season? I find that a saving grace.
Yeah, that probably helped.
How much longer could you have extended that? I realize that by episode 7, they're still in North Texas. That was the weirdest 7, 8, 9, and 10 episodes in the history of TV. It was so weird.
Yeah, I don't think they planned it out as well as they thought they did.
It really was. And of course, Yellowstone didn't end very well either. But you know what?
But something about season 2 for Landman. According to the Google AI, Sam Elliott plays TL, father of Tommy, Billy Bob Thornton's Tommy Norris.
Holy smoke! So it looks like he has a different last name because his initial's different, but just implied. The original stuff was that he's there to protect Demi Moore and her daughter's interests. So we don't have any disconfirmation of that. So it would be very weird and very much like Taylor Sheridan to bring back an actor he loves to work with. And Monty's gone. Monty dies in the final episode. I'm satisfied Monty's dead. Maybe we see him in a dream, but I really doubt it. Monty is gone. There's nothing we can do about that one. And someone is going to come in to be on the spot and kind of keep an eye on Tommy, because it's weird to really try to figure this one out. It seems like Cammy really likes Tommy, but she also knows he's capable of being a little weird. Oh, wow. Thank you, Mr. House Party 6, with another very generous $10 American Super Chat. Thank you. Grabs Buddy Hepburn, beats the living shite out of him, and says, "Don't judge me. I won't judge you." And I'm very, very sorry that YouTube is making everybody's names longer. That eats up. You know what? Tags and handles should not count towards a character limit. It should be capped at 4. What do you think, Germ? Is that fair enough?
Yeah, that would help.
Yeah, we fix it. And so say we all. There we go. All right. So thank you so much, Mr. House Party 6. I think maybe we should play just a little more video. Here we go.
She was attacked by what appears to be essentially a robot.
Incoming Sydney Sweeney video. Set boners to full. Lubrication supply sufficient for projected fapping level. Paper towels to standby. Turbo lift door secured and locked. Wives and girlfriend interruption probability at 12%. You may commence masturbatory actions at any time.
Very useful information, and I want to thank Sean for that video. That is a great one. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. House Party 6. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And you are, in fact, a member of the Q Continuum of tonight's show.
Admiral Teag, incoming super chat.
Thank you, Majel. Magel, thanks you too. Thank you so much. Oh, wow, Mr. House Party 6 landed on. And he's giving Buddy Hepburn a wink for another $10 super chat. I guess we're going to have to find some video for that. Tuvok, what do you think?
Doesn't anyone see that this is wrong?
I know what we can play. Here, guys, we've hacked the Enterprise internal security system, and we know that a lot of the crew are huge fans of the show. In fact, Germ, did you know Mr. Riley was disciplined for watching Saving Star Trek on duty?
I did not know that.
Mr. Riley got in a lot of trouble for watching Saving Star Trek on duty, and also singing "Take Me Home Again, Kathleen." But you know what? Also, there's another person on the bridge crew watching our show, and we have video of them watching. Here it is.
Incoming transmission.
Maybe that's not the one. Here it is.
That was so controversial. Sir. Sir!
I want to thank you, Mr. House Party 6, so much. It's really generous of you. You are the man. All right. So, hey, Spock, one of us now for all time. And you know what, Germ? Let's go ahead and forecast for season 2. We talked about this a little bit the other day, but we seem to have a bigger audience now. Make us be led with Landman. Something tells me that tile of Angela caught people's attention. Let's start with Angela. What do you think she's going to do? She is Tommy's ex and now future wife, because I guess they're going to make it legal again or something. They were married once. She is super divorced. She got ejected from her marriage like a pesky person in Bond's passenger seat, just blown right through the roof. That marriage ended like in a ball of fire, and the husband just had his lawyers helicopter in, and he ordered them to escort her from the house. They didn't, and she stole, what do you think, like maybe $10,000 worth of wine, $100,000 if she could. She got like 3 bottles of wine before they got her out of there.
Yeah, but I think in the long run, he's willing to lose a couple bottles of wine to get her out of his house.
Oh, he didn't care. He's fine. You'll notice it in like 2 years when he's like 3 girlfriends down the road from this. I also thought it was pretty funny that, like, Angela is the kind of person who knew what wine to steal. Don't you think she stole, like, say, the last remaining bottle of wine from that guy's parents' wedding? You know what I mean? Something like that. It's like, and fuck you, I'm taking this bottle of 1970 fucking Dom Perignon that someone gave your parents, piece of shit. Because she's petty like that. She's a real asshole.
Yeah, but any guy willing to marry her, as long as it's not the most expensive bottle, he ain't giving a crap.
I'm just saying she would try to make a gut punch. Angela, on her way out, is going to try to do some damage. She's not too cool. I also think that she has a weird love-hate relationship with herself, let alone Tommy. Oops, sorry, Germ. Let's add Angela and Tommy to the stage. There's Angela. She's with Tommy. And this is one of the things that we had to think on this one. Why does Landman have like a grubby dark beard and blonde hair when Billy Bob is dark-haired and bald? So we figured out the beard makes sense. And Germ cracked this one really quick. Tommy Norris is not going and putting lazy shave or some kind of weird dye on his stubble. This is just it's genetic. It's a genetic fluke. He has a dark beard, even though that's the first part on every man that goes gray. Billy Bob 70, the character though 60. Here's the deal. Germ's right. Billy Bob just looks too weird when he isn't shaved. He looks too weird. You've got to give him some kind of facial hair. I guess there was no time for a full-on beard, or they determined that this was a great look for Tommy Norris.
No, this is about where you want Billy Bob to be for facial growth. When he was in Northern Exposure, it was too much. And we've all seen him clean shaven. He looks like he belongs in a police lineup.
He looks like Sling Blade when he's clean shaven. Look, he hit it out of the park in a few roles, and so he's really identifiable. Like as that cop in the prison guard movie, was it Monsters Ball? Like he hit it out of the park, but he's clean shaven and pretty bald, and like he looks like he looks. And then in Sling Blade, it's just like looking like that character is almost prohibitive to being able to be cast in other stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, although if they cast Robin Williams in serious roles, they could probably do anything. But that character just was too messed up to be put in a serious role. You got to change Billy Bob. You can't evoke Sling Blade, and they don't. And it would have been easy for them to screw up and do that. Jerem, what do you think?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Always the most reassuring answer. Episodes 1 and 2, we think we're going to see Demi Moore pop up, but Germ doesn't like the picture. So here's a picture of Rebecca. This is Kayla Wallace, Rebecca Falcone. She is a lawyer from a weird insurance company. The insurance company, completely uncool. They don't trust Monty. They don't trust the way he's doing business. Monty, who is now dead, owned the oil company, which is now passed to Cammy. Okay, here's the deal. Cammy and Monty actually were in love. Their marriage was working, whereas Tommy's was like a start and stop crazy affair. His wife, a nightmare. Cammy and Monty, the one moment that we saw of them together, like she had her head on his shoulder, and they were, like the 2 or 3 times they're together, they do seem like they're supposed to be in love. Jerem, what did you take away from what little we got so little Demi Moore last year? What did you take away from last year's Demi Moore?
Yeah, she's perfectly fine for a wife. They were obviously in love at one point.
I think she still loves him. I think
she loves him. He loved her too. He just loved work a little more. Or he was driven by her. Like she's not driving him the way that we see Angela driving Tommy, but maybe he just feels like he wants it for her. It seems like Monty's like built a little different. Like Tommy is a selfish piece of garbage now who doesn't have any regard for anyone.
And on the other side of the coin, we have Monty. He's like, getting my daughter into college and getting her to be serious about school was my greatest accomplishment. And other much more normal, much more grounded things. And I'm going to drink Coca-Cola and chop off my finger like Landman, right?
A little bit.
I'm sorry, it's Dr. Pepper.
And Demi Moore, she's okay. And that picture of her you had was okay for a picture of Skeletor.
This is the picture in question. I think Demi Moore still looks lovely 1 day after, or 2 days after her, or no, it's 1 day, I believe, after her 63rd birthday. There she is. And she plays Cammy. Cammy's now in charge. It makes sense that she would bring in his father, and it fits in with Taylor Sheridan's outlook on how he likes to do things. We have all the things that we saw in 1923's 2 seasons coming together on this one. And this was also deeply built into Yellowstone. We have resources, leases, and overlapping law enforcement. And we have like quibbles over leases and quibbles over law enforcement. And we have quibbles over authority. And it's just like a lot of times everyone's badging out and having a battle of the badges. We had a couple of those in 1923. We have a battle of who has the primary lease. That happens a couple of times already in season 1. And season 1 ends with Tommy's son, Cooper, looking to cobble together a creative scheme where he buys as many of the unsold lots as he can's rights and then tries to sell that en masse, saying, hey, you're going to hit oil in some of them. It's a big enough package of land that it's going to work out. And the geology of the patch has been shown to make him more or less correct, although it would seem set up and sort of woven in here that he either gets seduced into investing into just one oil well where he thinks he finds a lot of oil really close to the surface and says, look, I can do it with just one old well. All I got to do is get this old well working. And maybe that turns into a nightmare. We pretty much think that the money Ariana has collected is going to end up becoming involved in keeping Cooper solvent. Because that's the only way to keep Ariana and her extended Spanish family in this whole story. And here's Ariana. This is not the greatest outfit. This actress, maybe she has a modeling contract, but this is not the greatest look for her, is it? Although her face looks great here.
Yeah, not too bad.
It's just not the greatest outfit. She's wearing a pink terry cloth romper, from what I can tell. But Julia Chavez, who plays Ariana, is really beautiful. She's really nice, too, as far as the Ariana character. She's just really confused. And at the end of the season, she goes into typical woman mode where she says, you know what? I'm not going to stay with I don't know if I can really do this thing with you. We leave with them on like a weird timeout and in a weird place. She's like, I just had to throw away all my husband's stuff and donate some of the other stuff. And they spoke a little bit to our confusion. Did you notice on the boxes when she packed everything, the labels were in Spanish?
That would make sense, seeing as they are Mexican.
Here's the thing, though. Our theory is she can speak but not read English. Because she can, like, when she has a conversation, she's fine. When she speaks English just fine. Why she can't, like, I guess the contracts were too confusing even for a high school graduate level American. Like, she has, like, you know, whatever, like DACA written all over her. Like, she's like maybe born here to illegals or something like, or got here young. Like, unless they've just skewed the accent, Ariana is the hardest character to figure out because she speaks English perfectly and she's more canny and more Americanized than almost all the rest of them. But she pleads ignorance over the papers and the insurance payouts and other things that she has to have Cooper help her with. Now this turns out to be a super great idea.
Having read those things, you need a bachelor's to understand those properly.
And maybe some emotional compromisation going on.
That helps too.
So she's like, here's the thing. Cooper and Ariana have not had anything but a platonic, but really edgy, I guess is the way to put it, relationship. And Cooper and Ariana are they seem to be in love. It's the only way to put it. Here's Cooper. They seem to be in love, but they're not doing anything yet. It's not gone all the way. But like sometimes they sleep in the same bed, especially like the people who meant to drive them apart beat down Cooper, and he's not really that okay. So even though he's out of the hospital and he's not going to die or nothing, they collapsed the lung. He's in pain. He needs to be watched. So instead of one of them sleeping on the couch and one of them sleeping on the bed, they now both sleep in the same bed just so she can take care of him. So the show's really it's walking a tight line on that one. It's being very cognizant of where it puts their relationship. Is it to make it seem more proper to us than it would to everyone around them? It's like, we know they're not having sex. We know it's a friendship right now. It's going to turn romantic. She's even saying it unless she throws him out. And I don't think that's too serious, but she's acting like she might not be able to deal with the whole thing. Is where we leave off.
Yeah, she's having a hard time dealing with it, but their relationship is going to heat up.
I would say definitely so. I don't know if they're going to get to the point where I don't know if Cooper can close the deal with her. I think maybe he has like Landman-itis. Like he'll turn into his dad and just start working all the time and not touch her at all. Because
no,
right now
he honestly loves her, and they will go progress in their relationship. But I think in the end, she is gonna leave him, and because he gets too wrapped up into it. He gets too wrapped up into the life, and she's just going to walk away.
They had compared Ariana and Cooper. Here's how Ariana looks in character. As you can see, she has pretty much a more or less buttoned down, no nonsense look. She's always just feeding her child and running around cleaning the house. This is topped off with like a pair of 501s and like some Reeboks. Like that's her gear for life. You know, that's how she gets through her day. And this is how we see this character. Looks a little bit different from the actress, obviously. This is not ugly on purpose. She's still very pretty, and they dress her kind of nice. I mean, that's a flattering T-shirt, but you know, it's a halter-top T-shirt nonetheless. You know, she's basically wearing a tank top. She looks great, but this character, she's got her house secured. She has enough money to take care of things for a couple of years, but she seriously needs a man. She's now all of a sudden, real late in the series, discovers that she really did love Elvio, I believe, was the one she was married to, right?
Yes.
This is the deal. Armand is Michael Pena. He was the head of the crew. The number 2 guy was Elvio, and then there was someone else whose name I do not remember. The 3 of them die in the wellhead explosion. Cooper survives. She is married to Elvio. The next crew is Boss and his crew, and a couple of them are related to the people from this crew. One of them is called, I believe it's Manuel, is the one who's a real dick. He's kind of big and crimey and slimy, and like comes off like he already did a few years for something. And he's got his younger cousin who's a skinny little wuss who probably thinks that like going to jail will make him a badass. They're the ones who flip out on Cooper and beat him down. And what sucks is we find out that they don't bother to do anything to make her life any easier. In fact, like her family ghosted him. And all they do is show up to menace the people helping him out. Helping her out. It's really weird because if you went by there, like, look, it is definitely weird. It is definitely weird as fuck. I don't know if the women of the family hate Cooper because he negotiated a bet. By the end of the series, Cooper has negotiated a better deal, and Manuel is in prison or on his way because for beating up Cooper, he triggers Tommy's contract. Hello, Lemon Pie. It's been a while. It's good to see you, my friend. He triggers a part of Tommy's job, and Tommy has to corner and beat down and put in their place Manuel and his cousin. And I guess the cousin's more cooperative and less liable for what happened. He's a follower in this one. He's probably going to get like 5 years in jail. But Like, Tommy sits down and stares down Manuel, and he's like, you're going to do 30 years because we're going to, like, make sure that the sheriff found stuff, and you're going to look like you wanted to distribute it, and you're going to go away for 30 years. Never come back here, motherfucker. I'll destroy laws. I have the power of God here. And when the cops haul him off, it's pretty convincing. I don't know if we can expect to see that character come back. Is Manuel going to somehow beat the charges?
No, there's no need for them to come back.
It's probably going to be more about Andy Garcia this season, isn't it? Hello, Lombardi. Good to see you.
I don't see a lot for Andy Garcia to do anyway, either.
I think he'll have a slightly larger version of the Sicario role, but it'll have this many minutes on screen, but we're 2 episodes less. Like, there's always no official announcement with this one, but I believe it's expected to be 8.
Between 8 and 10. See here.
Yeah, they will not commit. And that might be because there's 10 episodes and they plan to edit 3 together.
They have 10 episodes listed. They have 10 episodes listed.
They have 10 episodes listed, but they might just go and edit 8, 9, and 10 into one movie because that really worked well in 1923. It saves 1923's final season. Germ, your thoughts on the combining episodes 7 and 8 into one in 1923? It couldn't have sustained another week of waiting.
It worked. Yeah, it worked in that case, but that's a very limited case.
The things that it helped with, though, because the story had enough momentum, it kept going on to something interesting we cared about when they fucking crash and burn on the Tiona Rainwater story. Tiona's story just implodes.
We don't have anything near that bad in this story, so there should be no need to
possibly go that way. No, there probably won't be. Another prediction for Landman season 2. We said that Ariana and her family's settlement money will somehow get caught up in Cooper's speculation. We just feel like that's going to happen. We don't know. Cammy is going to bring in Tommy's father to watch her interests. I don't know what kind of role he could have except, being his father. And whoa, Mr. House Party 6 with a $3 super sticker of the pair. Sir, you have joined the continuum. You know what? I gotta thank you from the bottom of my heart. You've made a difference in this show. You've always been there for me, and you've helped us out, especially on Saturday nights where it's getting a little cluttered. And no laws are being broken, but let's call it what it is. We're being character streamed specifically on Saturday, and it is what it is. More power to them. I guess we got to up the Star Trek. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to tell anyone what to do or say anything bad about anyone. How's that for lack of YouTube professionalism? I'm passing up on a chance to fight and rant. What do you think, Jerry?
Very odd.
I think that this chat deserves it. I think that the people who stuck with me on Saturday deserve it. I think that we've all been through enough drama and bullshit. The only thing I would say to you guys, honestly, in my defense, I'm not throwing any shade. That show, it's got its appeal. A lot of people are subbed to both channels. I don't have any problem with it. Go ahead. Enjoy it. But I will say this. They're not even 20% done when my show's ending. And you're going to miss the best part of our show if you tune out. Because the last hour where we wrap up, give our thoughts, and talk about the reviews, that's when you really get a lot of time with Germ, Sean, JT, whoever our guest might be that day. And I narrate us through the episode. A lot of times we have a video essay. Last time we had a slideshow. We're going to go back to video essays soon. With the season 3 Enterprise episodes, the problem is this. A lot of them are multi-episode stories. A lot of them, like this one just has so many designated symbols of hate that I'm not allowed to have on YouTube in it, that I'm not taking the chance that I miss one on the guy's collar. Because there are people who are kind of a little bit spiteful out there too. And it's not anything to do with the people I mentioned before. They're fine. They're okay. But there are spiteful people out there too who have their finger over the report button all the time and don't want any of us to have fun. And then there's, of course, our YouTube overlords themselves who, by that I don't mean Overlord Doomcock. We love Doomcock. People like to take things out of context here. Our YouTube overlords, the people who run this service, have made a decision to take the U out of it, and they would like to see a less democratized YouTube with less people like Admiral Teague having less independent opinions, and that's just the way it is. Google has been squeezing this from both ends. The first squeeze was hiking StreamYards up with a doubling of the price. And we have seen with my show and everyone else's too, the lack of versatility on StreamYards, even if every mistake is my fault. It is, I like, even if there's a fix, it shouldn't be as wonky as it is. But you know what? Because Mr. House Party is a strong supporter of the Star Trek side, before we wrap up our conversation of Landman Season 2 and 1 retrospectively, let's give a minute to our friend Linda. Linda's here.
Incoming transmission.
Welcome to Saving Star Trek, a show talking about one of my favorite shows, Enterprise. I am Linda Park. I play Hoshi Sato and also Empress Sato. So enjoy this show. I love that it's finding a whole new life on the streaming services. And you better hit that like button or Empress Sato will not be happy. I mean, she could make a storm happen, and she could really make your life hard. Anyways, enjoy the show, hit that like button, and thank you for being a fan of Enterprise.
That was Linda Park for my friend Mr. House Party 6. Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much. And this is Michelle Randolph for all of us. Michelle Randolph plays high school airhead Ainsley, but Michelle Randolph's almost 30. Michelle Randolph was 28 during 1923, so I guess that means that she is now 129, because 1923 was like 106 years ago. Or Michelle Randolph is now like what? 29, 28? She was 27
She's
for
probably
19.
about 30, 31.
She might not. I don't think she's as far as 31 now. But here's the thing, guys. Ainsley is kind of a cringe character because she's young and she runs around in a bikini. The actress is 30. You don't have to feel too bad. Ainsley, it's been okay to look at Ainsley for a real long time. The character is younger than the actress. And that seems to be Taylor Sheridan's thing, and it comes across in everything. Although Michelle Randolph, I guess hanging out with Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren really helped her out. She has been really strong in her performance as the weird character Ainsley. This is the weirdest character that Taylor Sheridan's ever made. And thank you, Mr. House Party 6. Thoughts on Ainsley?
Yeah,
she's Tommy's daughter, guys. Sorry. Go ahead.
Kind of a weird character. The only spot I see for her is to basically be her mother's sidekick and give her father headaches now.
She might start ruining that guy's life.
I think she already did that.
She is pretty close to destroying that guy's life, isn't she?
Yeah, getting him to do a strip tease for some old people at a strip club. That's let's just say losing the scholarship.
Very controversial, sir.
Yeah. No more scholarship. This is gonna be the least of his worries.
I don't think did he. I don't remember them saying that happened, but it's within the realm of possibilities. I don't think he's going to lose his scholarship because there are old people and it looks like he's doing a nice. Any decent NCAA advocate lawyer will be able to get you out of that problem. But Ainsley might drop him over it. Yeah, you're right. Ainsley is getting him to do things that could get him into trouble. She is a terrible influence. You know what? As we get down to the end of the show, let's take a look at the poll here. Will there be season 2 for Landman series, or will there be more? It will wrap up season 2, sirs and madams, 26%. There will be a season 3, has jumped out to 30%. It will hop to Peacock with Taylor. People have a huge appetite for this show continuing. I don't see season 2 changing that. There's still, and Jason Love, hello, sir. We have room for a season 3 before Taylor Sheridan's contract ends, and he moves. He can make a Universal movie right now, was the way we were able to augur this one, but he's not going to be jumping to Peacock streaming until 2030, or when his shows will start dropping there. His Paramount Plus contract ends at the end of 2029. Germ, we were pretty pretty clear on that one, right? That seemed to be
believe so.
incontrovertible. If we're off by 6 months here or there, or people start exchanging more money, that's possible. It's also possible the Ellisons are like, this guy's making good stuff. Let's give him more money and try to keep him on. Like Taylor Sheridan could always renegotiate with either party, but it won't affect us. If he wants to make a Universal movie tomorrow, he can. It's fair to say that if he wants to close the book on Landman after season 2, he'll be able to. And if he wants to go season 3, no harm, no foul. We thought that the show was designed to continue going forward. I think he went into it thinking it would continue going forward. What do you think if it does go forward? So don't whether you think it'll go forward or not. If it goes forward, if Taylor Sheridan decides that he's going to hand the show off to the creator and walk and not write any more episodes after, say, season 3, do you think that they'll continue after he goes away as a Paramount Plus show, or do you think he'll try to take it with him to Peacock? What do you think? Will he hold on to this, or will he want to spin it off, or will he put it to sleep after season 2 or 3?
I think he'll try to put it to sleep after season 2 or 3.
Despite it being
not sure how well he could take it with him, but the overall story itself can't really sustain much past 3 seasons.
Fair enough. I don't know how I could take it past 3 seasons myself. But the thing is, if that 3rd season is later delayed and ends up being on Peacock, right? It could hop shows. It could hop networks.
It's possible.
We would hope not, but it is possible, if not likely, that it ends up hopping services and having some kind of weird thing go on. But you know what? I want to thank everyone for being here. Let's see, we got 10 minutes left in the show. We got one more Landman thing we can talk about for sure. We got Ainsley. We talked about Angela. We did not talk about, we can get another beautiful woman up on screen here, but let's put a picture up of the character. This character. This is Rebecca Falcone. We showed you Kayla Wallace earlier. This character is played by a beautiful actress. Man, you can tell she's beautiful, but she doesn't have any sexuality or sexualness. There's no sexuality to her character. She is in love with, I guess, money and herself. She has a gadget for that. Oh, hey, JT Kirk, thank you for the $1.49 super sticker. It is of the, I have to say it. It is of the unicorn. Tony has the video for that one, but you know what? I'm going to borrow that one from him. Thank you so much for the unicorn. What is it with that movie that made him go with that clip? Is the movie one of those movies that's so bad it's great, or is it actually a classic? What's the deal with The Last Unicorn? You're my animation specialist.
It's not really that great.
So the joke there is that people watch this and it's terrible and it has that moment in it, and that's the joke.
Yeah, it's just a meme.
It's good to see that I read it correctly, because it really was just as weird as could be, and the animation. The animation for that one really, 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 yeah. Unicorn. Everyone likes it though. It gets people laughing. He's got the video. Unicorn. It's hilarious. When I went on that show and I had to listen to it like 5 or 6 times, like the first time I was like, "What is this crazy shit?" And then the second and third time I was like, "You know what? I got to give it up. This is funny." Good catch, Tony, on that one. Thank you, JT, sir. And Buddy Hepburn saying he thinks The Last Unicorn was good. Maybe it's a mixed bag, or depends on what age you get it at.
Yeah, I guess it really would depend when it gets you.
Is it like Watership Down in the sense that like it had a creepy aspect to it?
I don't even remember it being that creepy. It was just dull.
Underinspired?
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Not that awful. You know what? It doesn't have to be the greatest thing ever to be memorable for a kid and enjoyable. I had, like, I think a Wizard of Oz sequel story where the voice of Dorothy was Liza Minnelli on a record that I listened to over and over as a little kid, and I loved it. And there was an animated Oz sequel with Liza Minnelli's voice in it that I loved. And she, of course, couldn't sing, so the voice not that different. Great job by her as a voice actor playing her own mom or playing Dorothy. Isn't it weird that Liza Minnelli's played Dorothy like say 12 times and only once for Judy Garland?
Wow.
21 votes. We got 24% said it will wrap in season 2. 33% says there will be a season 3. 10% think it'll hop the peacock. Everyone's wonderful. I'm going to close out the poll. Thank you for participating in our democracy. I'm going to say this one. I think the call on whether or not there'll be a season 3 will be made during season 2. What do you think?
Yeah, probably around week 7 or 8.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't have to die when he rolls over the truck, just get hurt. Something like that. A lot of people, this is Yellowstone with oil in a lot of ways. It has a lot of the things from Yellowstone, although this one doesn't seem as cluttered or as weird as we mostly dealt with the Yellowstone sequel shows, which were prequel shows. So there were sequels and prequels at the same time, and they were tied down by a lot of dialogue. And in 1923, there's member burying going on. In 1883, we find out that Taylor Sheridan's historical fantasy, not historical fiction. His characters, that show rightly should have been called 1843, but everything that usually happens in Taylor Sheridan shows is going on. The Yellowstone universe ends real weird, but it's still around. Here's what the Yellowstone show ends really weird. The Yellowstone universe is preserved. I don't know how they're going to work this one out, but remember this: Taylor Sheridan was always with Universal because Yellowstone was Universal. So Taylor Sheridan owns most of Yellowstone and a bunch of the characters. And there are 2 Yellowstone sequel shows. One I think is called 6666, and the other one is it was going to be called 2023. It's a good thing they changed that. It's called The Madison now, for the moment. With Michelle Pfeiffer, right, is the Madison, and
I'm not sure how well they got the casting down.
I think it's Kurt Russell and Michelle Pfeiffer. They produced a lot of it and filmed it over a year ago. It's taking a while. They're being really close to the vest with their assets or their special effects that the Paramount Corporation couldn't afford. I guess as we wind down, the one thing I will say is, when we saw Paramount on the ropes for 2 straight years, just getting beat up nonstop, it was the end of a sale that in some ways it started 18, 19 years before when Sherry Redstone started to not want to have the company. The company split up and reacquired itself. It was a disaster. All contracts were written disastrously. There were legacy contracts from when it was one company, leftover contracts from when it was 2 companies. Attempting to reintegrate them made things even more insane. That's why they had to spin off new Star Trek licenses. They didn't know what the hell to do for years and years. Germ and I always go back to this point. As far as companies go, when Paramount was on the ropes and bleeding and broken, the Quartermen did a great job. What happened was no one wanted to take the blame for being in charge of Paramount when it failed. So 3 CEOs worked together in a rotating triumvirate of presidencies or whatever, chief executive officers, and they ping-ponged between the 3 jobs. My guess is that all 3 of them were doing all of it all the time and coordinating with each other, but it was just like week to week, the title changed. And this is so no one would ever be in charge if it failed. And that may have freed them up to be very bold. They didn't keep Taylor Sheridan, but they got UFC. They kept the NFL. I would say 2 out of 3 is a hell of a job. The NFL and the UFC mean that they got the top 2 out of those 3 priorities right. It sucks for their scripted TV because Taylor Sheridan was great. Your thoughts? We've spoken about this a couple of times. Tell me about what you think the Paramount rotating trio of CEOs for that 18 months there, where they had no money and no idea.
I think it was just enough to keep all the plates spinning until the acquisition actually happened.
That was all they had to do. They didn't have to overcorrect or do anything crazy. That kind of helped them.
You got private chat.
Yeah, that's okay because guess what? In 10 seconds, I was going to tell you to do this. So, Germ, wrapping up our discussion of Landman, let's put her back on stage. What are you up to for the rest of this week? What's your channel up to?
Oh, we have a special tribute show for BirdOPrey5 tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll have people could come up and share stories, and we'll have a watch party of two of Bird's favorite episodes, Soldiers of the Empire and Once More Into the Breach.
I'm really sad that I won't be able to be there, but I got work tomorrow. We all miss our friend BirdOPrey5. He was a fantastic guy, and we did play a tribute to him at the beginning of the show. Look for that to continue with Germ, and good luck with that. It's going to be great. Germ's channel is fantastic. You should subscribe to it. You should also like and follow this channel if you haven't already. And thank you for 16 likes. It's great. If you're here and you haven't hit like and follow, please do so. It helps me out. If coming through later, you have a Landman or Star Trek question, go ahead and ask. Let me know how you feel, and I'll be sure to answer it. Or just leave me, an emoji. It helps. It helps the channel grow. It helps get more views and more eyes on this. We start Landman coverage Sunday night. Look at the community posts part of the channel where we will have the watch party arrangements. It'll probably on your channel, Jim?
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, I love you all. I'm not around tomorrow. I will see you on Saturday for Stormfronts Part 1 and 2 on Saving Star Trek at 10 p.m. tomorrow. I hope you'll be able to join us. Thank you so much for your time. It's such a wonderful gift that you gave us. Yes! Jets, Jets. Germ, did you know it's the first week since 2021 that the Jets have gone 3 weeks undefeated?
I guess that's good for the Jets.
It's the cat's pajamas, man. I want to thank Mr. House Party 6 for being an executive producer of this show and I want to thank Mr. House Party 6 for being a member of the Q Continuum. And thank you, JT Kirk, as well. Saving Star Trek is brought to you by Germ's dedication, my insanity, Gene Roddenberry's genius, Taylor Sheridan's genius, and viewers like JT and Mr. House Party 6. I thank you all. Hit the like and follow buttons, and I'll see you back here on Saturday night at 10. Here she is. You know where you love her. It's Sydney Sweeney. Bye.